Pre-calculus spring final review. So we're going to start with the fourth 6 weeks review, and it looks like this year in this particular class they're omitting these problems from the test, so we're going to start with number 14 here. So number 14, x equals t squared over 3, y equals t minus 2. So you always want to look for some way you can substitute into this function, or into the x if there's no x here. So we're trying to substitute in for t. We're eliminating the parameters. So I'm going to rewrite this as, I'm going to add 2 and add 2 and say y plus 2 equals t. Now I can take y plus 2, because I know it equals t, and substitute it in here. So we'll say x equals y plus 2 squared, that was the t squared, over 3. And now we can just evaluate it and solve. So let's do this. Let's first multiply by 3. Multiply by 3. And then we're going to have 3x equals y plus 2 squared. Now we can take the square root of this side and the square root of this side to get rid of the squared here. So we'll have square root 3x equals y plus 2. So now we can just solve, well, it's actually plus or minus. Now we can just solve for y. Subtract 2, subtract 2. So y equals negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 3x. So now we started with a function that had t in both. We've eliminated that parameter. Now it's just in terms of x and y, which is what they were asking for. Okay, number 15. It says, name the points, name each point in at least 2 ways. So let's start with number 15, point A. So point A is over 1, 2, and it's up 30 degrees here. So A is at 230. So if we're writing this in how many ways to say? At least 2 ways. First we can say 2, and then we add or subtract 360. We need to stay within these bounds. So because this is positive, we're going to subtract 360. So we'll say 30 minus 360. That's going to give us this point again by subtracting. And that is going to equal 2 negative 330. And if we look here, this is within our parameters from negative 360 to positive 360. Okay, now the other ones, we're going to use the opposite point. There's 2 other ones. And we're going to add and subtract 180. So plus 180 minus 180. So this point is going to equal negative 2, positive 210, and negative 2, negative 150. So this is at least 2, this is actually 3 other ways to write this exact coordinate, this A coordinate. Any one of these ways will get us there. All right, let's look at